C. I'm here to teach you about some cursive writing today. So we're going to take a look at the first 5 letters of the alphabet. Those are A, they're going to look a little different than the printing, B, C, D, and E. These are all the lowercase versions of those letters of the alphabet. All right? So you'll notice that a lot of them are going to start midline. Okay? Let's start with the A. When you look over at the A is going to start on the right below the midline actually. It's going to start right below the midline. You're going to head down, kind of what I would say would be like a belly out. It looks like a belly. Barely touching the bottom line, and then heading back up. And then in that same motion, you're going to keep going. You're going to touch the midline, and then swing back down, making a little leg back, kind of a little swing back. Okay? Should we try down here? Go ahead and get your pencil out. Try an A on the bottom. I'm going to try my A. So, starting at the midline, making a belly out, touching that bottom line, coming right back up and connecting, and then swinging down, kicking out a little. What do you think? Not too bad. Let's try a B, all right? A lowercase b is going to start at the bottom line. It's easy to remember, B, bottom. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to make a slanted line that's going to come up, touching, and then kind of it's looped back. It kind of looks like a little loop. B is very fancy. All the way down, touching that bottom line, coming up to the midline, and a little circle. I don't know. And you know what? This is a good point to make, friends. Yours is not going to look exactly like this one, especially not the first time you do it. Everything takes a little practice, right? Okay, let's try the C. C's pretty simple. I'm going to start at the midline. Okay, I'm going to do it with my finger first. Start at the midline. Kind of make a small hook touching that midline. And then swing around, touching the bottom, and loop back up. Try one right here. So I'm going to start at the go right below the midline. Touch that midline. Slide down. Once you get to the bottom line, you're going to hook back like you're coming back up. Almost like a letter O, but not fully together. All right, D. D for Mrs. D. Start here at the midline. And have that belly out, small belly out. Go down to the bottom, swing it back up. Now we're going to get to past that midline. But you'll notice it's not all the way to the top like the B was. They kind of stopped halfway. So halfway, swing it back down. It's got that little leg kicking out. So kick out just like the A. You'll notice the A and the D look very similar, except for the D gets to come up a little higher. Okay, I'm going to try mine down here. Start in that midline, belly out, touch the bottom, come back up, almost, slide back down. Kind of reminds me of a slide. All right, and our E. Our E is going to start in between the bottom and the midline. So just kind of pick a spot, maybe in the middle. I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to start there. Slide up. Touch that midline. And touch the bottom and back up. Now, I didn't connect mine here, so I'm going to go back and just kind of make that connection because I didn't do that. All right. You guys ready to try some uppercase? Isn't writing cursive fun? Okay. I'm just going to tap that. Next. All right. Here's those fancy uppercase. All righty. And A is very similar uppercase to the lowercase. It's just a bigger version of it. So this time we're going to start at the very top, okay? I'm going to start at the very top and make that belly out. Come around, touch that bottom, back up, and keep your pencil and down. See, you know what, I'm not very happy with that one, but guess what? That's okay. We're just going to keep moving along, no worries. Now the B is pretty fancy, okay? You'll see on the top it says 1, and then there's a number 2 here. I think that means that first they want us to do this line, and then come back up and do this second. So let's start with that first line. It almost looks like it's going to be a candy cane shape. Bring it down. So we're going to start just between the midline and the top line. We're going to start kind of right in the middle. Let's go up, touch that top line, and kind of look out like this. And then stop. And as you can see, it does kind of look like a candy cane shape. All right, now for that second part, we're going to start right just above the midline. Let's go up, touch the top line, down, kind of like you're making a letter O, but you're not connecting it all the way. And then we're going to go down the midline. There you go. Again, C, now that was kind of a harder letter, we get a little bit of a break with the C. C, all you're doing is starting between the midline and the top line. Just about right here. We go up, touching that top line and coming back around all the way to the bottom. Once you touch that bottom line, just kind of bring it back up. There's my C. D, I've had a lot of practice making Ds. All right, look at the D. See how the arrow is coming down right here? We're going to start here. Okay. You need to make sure that you're leaving a little bit of room between where you're starting and the top line. Because as you can tell, when we finish it, we're going to need a little space to finish there. Make that fancy D. All right, so I'm going to pick about kind of right here in the middle. Notice I'm not touching the top. All the way down. This is the fun part. Are you ready? Like a little roller coaster. Loop it around. Whoop. Touch that bottom. And bring it back up. All right. Last one for today is our letter E. Letter E's sure are fun to make. We're going to start about right here in the middle, between the midline and the top line. It's going to start kind of like we're making a C, but in the middle we're going to pull it around to the midline, make a little loop-de-loop, come on down to that bottom, and hook it back up. All right, once you get through writing yours in pencil, I always thought it was fun to maybe get out a marker and trace over your pencil with a marker using different colors if you want to. Okay? All right, I hope you get some practice.